Welcome back to Week 6, Day 1 of the HCS Pro League, and Elamite and T2 about to bring you the final match of the night. Optic Gaming battling Team Liquid in our match of the week. This one is surely to be entertaining, as Liquid has been putting up amazing fights, even defeating some of the best teams that we have here in the league. And this is not the same Team Liquid that we were looking at in the summer season, as this Team Liquid is fighting already in a third place seed here in this event, or in the Pro League here. Of course, that lineup, we are looking at Spartan, Rain, Commonly, and Penguin. Four amazing players that are finding a lot of success here now. Of course, Rain and Penguin did team together at the Halo World Championships, where they placed top 4. Like I said before, they did have a really bad or struggled a lot here in that summer season. But now that Spartan is back here on this lineup, they are looking to be top contenders.
Yeah, they definitely are. And these two teams matched up in Week 2, Day number 1, as we take a look at the Optic Gaming squad. Frosty Royal 2, Snakebite, and Lethal, who's extremely salty right now. But it's okay, Lethal. We still support you. And yeah, going back to the previous matchup, it was a 3-2, Kyle. 50-42, Slayer the Rig was the final game. And it was 3 out of the 5 game types that we're going to potentially see here today. So may see a little bit of history repeating itself. And Team Liquid, they add a lot of pressure on the objective work. So really expect these guys to shine. The Slayer games that we're going to see are Slayer Regret and then Slayer on Eden as well. But in terms of getting the objective done, stuff like that, nobody better, in my opinion, than Commonly and the Liquid squad. However, you're going up against, a squad like Optic Gaming, very similar to NV, where Snipedown was saying, hey, if we overslay, that's okay with us. So it's going to be the battle of the, Slayers and the objective players, really.
Yeah, and then speaking of that first matchup here in Week 2, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure even though the score is 50-42, Optic had a significant lead, and then Liquid, led by Spartan with a sniper rifle, started to rip a bunch of faces and actually bring it back really close before one missed sniper because his teammate ran in front of him that prevented him from shooting, and kind of really allowed Optic Gaming to get a kill or two and then actually just secure that victory there in that game number 5. But Liquid, they're not scared of these guys. They know they can beat them, and they're looking to come out here strong. They know exactly what's on the line here, and this is going to be a fight for that top 2 seed. And of course, if Optic Gaming loses this one, you can pretty much close the door on them ending the season in number 1 seed.
Yeah, and that's not what they want. And Team Liquid, they're still making sure that they secure their spot into that playoffs, because as you were touching base on, just disastrous summer season for them, ended up being in that relegations, but as they were in the relegations, looking like a top 4 team. So they've continued to play at a really high level, and we'll see if they're able to take this series, because whoever's able to win this series is going to be possibly in the discussion, for being the number 2 seed here, because NV, based on what we saw today, they're looking very strong. Unless NV drops a series, they're mathematically not even going to move out of first place, because you do have Optic Gaming sitting at 2 losses. So a lot riding on this series, not as much as the previous series, because these guys do look pretty safe in terms of getting into the playoffs. But every win that you do get definitely helps you secure your seat and your spot. Yeah,
and let's go ahead and take a look at the series layout, how these two teams are going to be matching up. Game number 1, True CTF, Regret Slayer, followed up by Eden Strongholds.
And then it's going to be CTF Fathom and then Eden Slayer if we do find those games going to a game number 4 or a game number 5, which we've actually seen all of our series go to at least 4 games so far, so no 3-0s. Knock on wood, hopefully we do see some more intense back and forth games here today. Not sure if this desk is wood or what I just knocked on, but either way, looking at CTF Fathom, I feel like that's one of those game types that, Commonly in the Spartan Team Liquid squad here, they're very deadly on, especially when you get, Railgun in Penguin's hands. They are really good at controlling top center. And then we have CTF Truth here as the other CTF objective game. So we're going to find out what's going to happen here very shortly, but you have to make sure that you're aware of that, commonly push over towards that sword, immediately trying to flank your base and try to get that first flagpole, which we saw Evil Geniuses do to Envy.
Now I'm looking to start this one off here with Lethal. I was hanging out with him all weekend. He had an amazing performance at UGC St. Louis, helping this Envy squad secure that first place victory under the team name Truce, aka a little bit of a truce there between Envy and Optic as they go in and competed together briefly here. So starting this game off, back and forth action. Nobody really able to grab a full control of the map, but you do have Snakebite trying to push in. Rain with some great frag grenades will go ahead and take Snakebite out as he's able to lock down P2 and then secure a trade with Frosty, who is running around with that fuel rods. Map control still over in the favor of Liquid, as you even got Commonly running around with the sword here. Quick P2 action, and Snakebite perfect shots on Penguin there, showing why this team is in fact just so good.
Penguin changed his name to Penguin Scalabrini, as in the basketball player. I'm pretty sure that's what he did.
Absolutely did.
Oh man, that's a pretty funny gamer tag. But either way, we have Commonly over here auto-stabilizing over towards top center. All 4 players for Optic Gaming are stuck in their base, so this is an opportunity for Liquid to spread out and get over towards top center, or maybe try to get control of the opposing team's bubble. So let's see what Commonly elects to do in this certain situation, and what else besides go straight for the flag.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you see anyone do front jump on Truth more than Commonly? I don't think so. I don't think you see anyone do a front jump on any map more than you see Commonly doing it, whether or not it's Coliseum, Truth, whatever the case may be. And yes, he just jumps up and stabilizes in the air. Frosty will go ahead and get a direct hit with that fuel rod. That's 2 members, make that 3 members of both Envy and Team Liquid here fighting over on pink side of the map, but flags have not been able to be pulled, and this is turning out to be a real back and forth one.
It's always a good sign when you're going up against Optic Gaming and it's the first 2 minutes of the game and you've maintained some sort of map control and you also haven't been captured on yet. So some positives here for Team Liquid, but it looks like here comes the aggression for the Optic Gaming squad. They slow played that though, use the radar to the advantage and come up there, get the kill, now getting the return here. Camo dropping any second, so Commonly getting that kill onto Frosty is gonna be big, as well as the kill that they got into Lethal a little bit earlier. As you see, Snakebite still putting in work. P2 gets the trade with Penguin. That camo still sitting up though, so Commonly has to be aware that these guys are getting it right below him as Commonly drops. Now Rain gonna drop as well, but didn't realize that's already been grabbed.
Yeah, and that player did sneak out right behind him. Flag is out. He will go in and spot Lethal, who rushes below the base with that Gamma. Wasn't able to secure the return, though, and I like what we're seeing from Rain. Just go ahead and pushing for that flag. And look at that Lethal. Is he going to be taken out? I stayed on with the nades. No, no one will be able to secure the kill on Lethal, except for Commonly flies in now with the swords. Let's go on board here with Commonly. Now that flag is still out, moved across the map, and that's going to be the very first capture being put in. And that was all while Optic Gaming had the camo in their hands as well.
Commonly was in prime position to try to get another flag capture there. If he was able to get that lunge, it should have been cap number 2 going in for Team Liquid. But as I'm saying that, Penguin Scalabrini gets a kill there. That's going to be 2 for him, looking for a 3rd. And Spartan laying down some more fire from the Optic Gaming base. This flag should be in unless... Yeah, it's going to be 2 dead now, so I think this should be potentially returned. I would have liked to see Spartan actually come back and secure this one, and now he's the last player alive at the Optic Gaming base as the flag's being ran by Optic. So 2 kills gone over to Team Liquid, but this flag, unless it's pulled here by Commonly, should be going in. The ground pound doesn't come in though, as there are multiple players getting the touch, so Royal 2 a little scared to put that one in. Lethal picks up a double kill. It's a 2-on-2 situation here. Flag in front of the base for Team Liquid, and Optic Gaming having the Team Liquid flag at their base.
Ooh, and Spartan just not really playing that as well as you should want to. Optic Gaming doing an amazing job taking the flag out in front of the base and throwing it back up once they've gained control of their base once again. Now you do have Brain pushing up into the attic there. You might have a Splinter Nade, not able to, oh, he does throw it off in time. Kills going back and forth everywhere. Frosty, however, will be able to secure that first capture here, tie this one, or first capture for Envy, or for Optic, excuse me, and then tie the series back up.
Yeah, so Team Liquid has 2 players right now at the Optic Gaming base, but they're both underneath, so it's a 2-on-3 situation. They have to push up and get that kill without affording any deaths. They do die, so that's a nice job by Optic Gaming. These guys on the Team Liquid squad shouldn't be able to get the flag out, but however, Spartan flies in with an amazing splitter grenade, and now it's all up to Royal 2. Commonly with a huge bite onto Royal 2, and Royal 2 gets the kill, so fantastic job by Royal 2 staying alive with this camouflage. They should be able to get the return for Optic Gaming and possibly a counter cap. I
mean, if they were able to kill Royal 2 there, that may have very well been a cap in their favor. Commonly, with some really good shots there, does secure that kill. We'll take a quick look. That is 1 dead for each team here. Slays Penguin really doing a lot of work here for this squad, but still kind of even across the board. There will be some action between Spartan and Frosty here on their own flag. You do have the flag of Optic Gaming also out car side the base. Spartan getting that 1v1, and he will go ahead and take Frosty out. It's a great heads-up job by Team Liquid. Spartan grabs yet another, make that a triple kill here.
Overkill. Overkill. Oh.
But even with all that, not being able to secure the cap or get any kind of return here, now they may be able to put in a counter cap here. Getting a sword lunge on this first player would be immensely beneficial here for this squad as they're starting to push out. Rain does grab one, make that 2 kills. All 4, that's a 4v2 situation as Frosty gets taken out. Last member, pink side, from pushing in, trying to get a flag pull, but it looks like Spartan is reacting quickly enough. Might be able to just go ahead and kill him right now.
That's amazing, you know, map rotations and overall awareness coming in from Spartan and just the Team Liquid team in general. I know that the flag has a higher success rate in terms of, you know, getting a flag capture compared to running it pink side compared to car, but there's nothing wrong with pulling the flag carbine side. I feel like that's a huge misconception, very similar to Coliseum where everyone goes, we have to pull it over towards the snipe side, we have to pull it over to the snipe side. You don't necessarily have to. If you have that bubble on lockdown, and if you're in a situation just like Team Liquid was in, you can secure a flag capture running it that side.
Oh my, look at this though. 3 dead for Optic Gaming as Team Liquid is moving this last flag crap across the map. Nobody in position. Royal 2 running as fast as he can, but a ground pound here will take game number 1 over to Team Liquid. And Tom, what is today's action here in these games?
That's a very impressive start for Team Liquid. I feel like they did a really good job drafting these game types, and they got heavily outslayed on the Optic Gaming squad, which is not something that we were expecting coming in. We were saying how this CTF game, you know, this Team Liquid team, the way that they play CTF, it's extremely aggressive. It can definitely throw you off. They always are pressing opportunities, and they never hesitate on running flags. And at the same time, what I was really impressed with most was Spartan and the way that he rotated to cover his teammate and cover the line of sight so Snakebite couldn't lay down the fire from that pink side. And he just got right in his face, sorted him, and then proceeded to maintain map control.
And on top of that, impressed that Spartan won virtually every single 1v1 that he was in that fight. Whether or not he had an advantage or not, he essentially just stayed alive and was an immensely impactful player here for Team Liquid in securing that first victory. What I do want to highlight though is the flag returns, as Optic Gaming had 5 flag returns. Team Liquid did not even have to get a flag return to secure that 1-3-2.
Just goes to show you how ruthless and, you know, hard it is when you're Optic Gaming to deal with a team like Liquid who is constantly just getting into your base and getting into your face. You saw commonly immediately, once they had numbers, just fly into the window, get that flag pull, and they create chaos. So you start, you know, second guessing yourself and creating, you know, opportunities, but also it makes mistakes on the other team. So now we're moving on to Regret Slayer. This is a great game type here for Optic Gaming to kind of reset. If they drop this one though, makes me wonder if Team Liquid's playing at a really high level that we haven't seen them play quite yet.
And Spartan wins the 1v1 against Frosty when he has the carbine. Commonly, fighting top center may actually secure a kill as well on Snakebite. He in fact does. Royal 2 answers back. He does have the plasma caster, and Spartan picks up a nice trade there. So both power weapons down here top blue base, and they're going to go both in the hands of Team Liquid. One thing I want to point out is in that week 2, Slayer Regret was in fact game number 2 as well, and Team Liquid secured this one 50-49. So if anything like this happens again, I mean, Optic Gaming already down 1-0.
That was that game where Commonly was crouching bottom center, and he looked like he was going to be the last death, but eventually Team Liquid got the kill. So this could be a very great series for Team Liquid to give them the momentum boost that they need to feel like they can hang with these top teams, because there's no discussion that they're a top 4 team. They're sitting at 3rd in the standings right now. The big question is can they beat Envy and Optic? They've already showed in the first week that they can beat Envy, but can they beat these guys consistently?
Yeah, I mean, they've gone to game 5 with Optic. They're looking to, even though they 3-0'd Envy in the first time they matched up, they lost in a game number 5. The Optic Gaming, they lost in a game number 5 the first time they matched up, but we'll see if they're going to be able to turn that around this time. And wow, great ricocheted shots there. Rain does what he can. It's that Spartan charge, but Frosty too much health to be taken out.
Looks like they've awoken the beast here, and That happens very often on Regret Slayer here for Optic Gaming. They know how to play this game type so well. They continually get up top, and by the top, I don't mean just top center. They're always on top car, they're on tip top, which is above top center, and they're just raining down fire from all different angles. The one thing that they've kind of had a problem with in recent games on Regret is securing the overshields, but they lay down so much damage that they can afford to do that if they stay top center.
Yeah, speaking of the overshields, we got that new one getting ready to spawn up here any moment. All 4 members from both teams are in fact alive. Looks like Frosty's the only one down here waiting for that overshield right now. They do have a perfect time on it. He will go ahead and grab that. Rain not gonna be able to get over quickly enough, and that's gonna be what he just got melted. Only picked up 1 kill in that situation, and somehow Team Liquid comes out ahead after not securing that overshield, and the full overshield scatter shot going in the hands of Frosty.
Frosty's been a very big difference maker so far in this game. It's only a 4-kill lead, and I believe Frosty's sitting at somewhere around like 7-2 or something along those lines. So extremely impressive performance for him to start the game. We saw that he went on a killing spree. So yeah, there it is, 9-2. So it's a 4-kill game, and he's +7. So definitely being a huge impact in this game, and that's not that bad of a scenario for Team Liquid to be in. Only down 4 kills when I really thought that Optic Gaming was going to snowball this one.
Yeah, and especially considering they just grabbed that overshield and literally did not get any kind of benefit out of it, really. That is just shows and speaks wonders here for this Team Liquid squad and what they're able to do.
Top Gun medal going on over to Frosty. He's definitely earned it. And these guys are so scary. Frosty and Royal 2 and Slayers, we've seen amazing numbers for them, specifically in game number 5s. They're capable of dropping 20 kills almost every single Slayer game. So these are the guys that you got to watch out for. And once they get going, you have to really focus on calling out their names. I think that that's one of the weaknesses right now when I look at some of the teams that are in that top 3, top 4 area, is they have kind of bland callouts in terms of, as this one starts to get a little bit closer, but some teams struggle saying the names of the players, and it's important to say, like, for example, commonly one shot, because if you play commonly a decent amount, you can kind of expect where he may kind of try to hide and things like that too at the same time. So it's important for these guys to say Frosty one shot over here so they can continue to shut him down.
Wow, a great job there by Lethal, flying out of the base, securing a kill, but looks like Team Liquid just has such good top center control. They are able to now tie this one up as Snakebite gets that plasma caster and escapes bottom P1 there. Now you do have players jumping out front of the base. Rain gets a melee there on Lethal, but Lethal answers back with a melee of himself. Oh, that's such a big turn of events. That would have been a triple kill in Rain's favor, I bet, if that melee did not get off on him. Now, wow, looks like 2 players, no shields, top of the base, both able to survive. Frosty and Snakebite doing a great job. Back up to a 2-kill lead here in favor of Optic Gaming. Of course, we already saw with the overshield go over, so another 2 minutes before that one is going to be spawning up. Red base control still over in favor of Optic Gaming. Now Team Liquid wants to just back off in that situation. I don't see the need to charge. They want to make sure they clear out one side of the map before they start getting sandwiched here.
Yeah, and it's a 3-kill lead for Optic Gaming. Not as comfortable as they would like it to be, but still, they can afford to trade kills here, and looks like they're in solid position towards getting top center. Yeah, Liquid does have 1 player car and another player top center, but here comes the push. Rain gets taken down to 1 shot. Frosty with the easy cleanup onto him, and now you have 3 players for Team Liquid just stuck over on that pink side of the map. So Frosty making the smart play, getting back over towards top center. Ends up getting double teamed, so great bait and switch coming out from Spartan and Commonly.
And I honestly don't really understand how this game is so close with watching Frosty's point of view so much this game. Once it slows down for a second, we'll take another quick look at the stats, see what Frosty's been able to do so far here. We'll do it now. 14-5, so +9, only up by 4 here so far.
Putting on a show here is Frosty, and again, superior map control right now for Optic Gaming, but you got to give it to Team Liquid. They're hanging around. They're keeping themselves within the game, within arm's reach here. As long as you can stay within 3 to 5 kills, you're completely fine here, even if the other team does have around like 45 or so. But big point in time in this game, as the overshield is going to be dropping in the next couple seconds, possibly the last one of the game.
Yeah, you got Commonly putting some shots down on Frosty as Rain's able to secure that kill. That overshield is in fact up. There's a splinter nade all over it, and Commonly does in fact grab that after he was taking no shields as well. There's a lot of action happening here. Bottom center, commonly will pick up one trade. However, still a 3-kill lead over in favor of Optic Gaming as we're coming down to the final battles here of this game. Frosty also securing another kill. Now both these players need to back down. They cannot be giving up any free deaths here. Lethal doing a great job of actually escaping there, but now that's 3 members of Optic over towards blue base. They're able to kill this, pick up this kill here on Royal 2. They should be able to grab some sort of map control. Still 4-kill lead and a lot of action happening car side of the map. Rain needs to find some cover as he's just hiding, no shield now.
Again, they're sticking in there. 3 or 4 kills the entire time. Rain runs into that splinter grenade. Hopefully for him, that doesn't cost him his life. Gonna slow play it, wait for his shields to come back, making his way over towards top car. Doesn't find anyone because you do have Lethal and Snakebite that left that area. And this is good control here for Team Liquid. They have Optic Gaming on the ropes.
Yeah, they got 3, 4 trapped in the base. Rain picks up 1 kill. Another guy up in attic. They will pick up that kill with the frag grenade. Back still though, somehow 3-kill lead for Optic Gaming as Rain's being taken no shield. 2 people collapsing some side of the base on car here. Lethal grabs 1, grabs 2, and no, Liquid's letting it slip through their fingers. Now it's not over yet.
But that stinks for Rain. Yeah. I mean, he was in such a good position. Imagine if he just had a splinter grenade. He would have picked up 2 kills and stay alive, but that plasma, not going to be enough for him. And now it's 3-kill lead, just like Optic Gaming has had for a majority of this game here. Royal 2 caught out top center. Odd challenge by him. Maybe he was getting collapsed on from behind, but either way, Optic Gaming, they have had this lead the entire time. No reason for them to panic. Just continue to play it like they have been the entire time. Overshield was picked up by Commonly last time. So let's see what's going on because it doesn't seem like Team Liquid's even thinking about this over.
All right, now he's got a lot of plasma caster shots left. He's in a 1v1. Royal 2 almost picks up that kill. Does a great job. 45-48. This game is not over yet. He commonly was kind of trying to predict Royal 2 jumping up to top center. Royal 2 does not elect to do so, but he is still hiding over their bottom center. That overshield contest. Now, I don't know where that is right
maybe
now.
Maybe Penguin has that? I feel like I saw his outline of his Master Chief looking a little bit different. So he does, and it's 45-48. You can't play scared right now. Penguin has to be working with someone, and they need to be next to each other.
That was his last pistol shot, too.
Yeah, he's out of ammo.
Why does he have it out?
Oh, no. You don't need the ammo. Oh, so he's trying to switch his guns. Okay, so that is so unfortunate because now Rain's trapped underneath the base. It's 49-48. Penguin doesn't have any long-range ammo, though, and then Spartan drops to Royal 2. That's going to be game number 2 going on over to Optic Gaming. We're all tied up 1-1.
And then what an intense series. Frosty ending 18-12. Lethal 7-15. So not his best performance, but he did have 12 assists here. On the other hand, Rain picking up 2 kills right towards the end of the game as well. 17-13. And then Penguin, we saw him doing a bunch of great things in the beginning. He even had 13 assists, but he was 8-14 here in this game number 2.
Taking a look at the replays, pretty much all Optic Gaming. A lot of it had to do with Frosty. I mean, an amazing spree to start this game and continued to, put on a show. And again, the overshields went over to Team Liquid at the end, but Penguin running out of ammo was so crucial because he didn't have any help for players like Spartan or whoever, I think it was Rain, that was trapped underneath the base. So that's just an unfortunate turn of events there, and then commonly not able to secure that overshield. And then this play right here when Rain had 2 players pushing out towards that car side. Those are the type of battles you would say a majority of the time would go over the players that are sitting up towards in that grass area. It's not ideal to be trapped in a base and have to charge out to 2 players on your radar, camping around the corner with, their weapons and grenades waiting for you.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, we almost had a 2-0 Team Liquid lead in the final series of the night. Is back to a 1-1 intense series. Both of these games have been extremely back and forth and extremely close. Eden Strongholds is our game number 3. Now, this one did go over convincingly to Optic Gaming when these teams first matched up. It was a 100-19 victory in that week number 2.
Yeah, this is a tough game type to play going up against Optic Gaming. Definitely one of their stronger game types, and it all comes down to the beginning strategy. You have to make sure that you're securing the overshield. Don't let players like Frosty get camo in their hands. You see his map movement. He's just so sneaky and he's so hard to take down. So if you give these guys any of an advantage, it's going to be so difficult. And it's important for these guys right now on Team Liquid, in my opinion, to win this game, because they have a good opportunity, if they do, to possibly win 3-1, because it's going to CTF Fathom after this. However,
oh, what nades.
However, I feel like if Optic Gaming wins this one, they're definitely going to win the series.
Ooh, some pretty bold predictions there, Tom, but I do like it. We do have the first hill stronghold going over to Optic Gaming as they're able to pick up Catwalk. Commonly decides to elect for Ben, as Spartan also assists with that capture. Taking a look here at the screen, sheesh, Team Liquid looking strong, and yes, they do look extremely strong. I couldn't even imagine if they're sitting at a 2-0 lead right now, what we'd be looking at as far as this series. Rain with the Rockets secures one, almost 2 kills, but gets some help there from Spartan. Now they're going to be able to put the first points on the board here, right around that 11-minute, 20-second mark. No overshield, no power weapons, nothing coming up soon, but holding map control, all they need to do is maintain, and Commonly's gonna need some help over here on Ben, as Snakebite is already capturing this stronghold.
Yeah, there goes Rain shooting a couple rockets over towards the Blue Bend area, and they are capturing points right now, looking for the Catwalk. Possible triple cap, it's only gonna be temporary, as you do have Blue Bend going right on over to Optic Gaming. And this is a great start for Team Liquid, because, again, if they, on Optic Gaming side, if they win this game, in my opinion, this series over, this is the swing game. I really strongly feel whoever wins this one's going to win the series, either way.
Right, they got Lethal sneaking around bottom center here. He's got that SMG. He knows there's a player in front of him. Penguin does get taken out, but Lethal, is he going to be long for this world? No, he will not be long for this world. Commonly pushing up towards Catwalk. Oh, they're also capturing Ben right now. That's going to be Rain. What a play by Rain, staying alive. 2 bullets left in this BR. Not even a full burst right now, as he's still got this weapon out.
Yeah, that's not even half a burst, I don't think. So he's going to have to eventually switch over to his assault rifle, and he does. Trying to lay down as much damage as possible. Gets 2 players to 1 kill, another player down to no shield. So nice job by him with no ammo in his secondary weapon. But looks like Optic Gaming is in pretty good position to get this overshield. Let's see, however, Team Liquid even better position. So I thought Snakebite was going to be able to secure that one. However, here comes Rocket player. Royal 2 goes in there. However, Commonly perfect shots stops that. So even though he did drop to Royal 2, that was still a really nice job getting that perfect. But look at that. That was Rocket's camo and potentially overshield that went over to Optic Gaming. They did get the rockets, they did get the camo, and then commonly forced Royal 2 to get the overshield.
That was really just great play by both squads. You had Liquid have a perfect setup. Royal 2 answers back with some clutch individual plays, and it just shows you how close some of these matches can be. And oh, some body disrespect coming out too. And look at that, that's even camo player in Lethal, who was sneaking around trying to push over towards Catwalk. Brief triple cap, but the stronghold over by Ben will, or excuse me, over by Catwalk will go in favor of Team Liquid. Now they do not know Lethal is over here. Well, they know he's over here somewhere, but they do not know exactly where. Spartan gets into that 1v1, make that a 2v1 as some help comes in, and all of a sudden, Ben is gonna go over to Team Liquid, but they're gonna sacrifice Catwalk.
Nice rotation by both teams. I don't think Team Liquid could have gotten any more out of that, and then Optic Gaming just electing to give up that blue bend in return of Catwalk. And Red Nest and Catwalk, the ideal setup here in Eden Stronghold, so not too surprised, but I'm surprised that while they gave that up, they didn't secure the Red Nest for themselves and get Team Liquid out of that. So pretty free there for Team Liquid, and they also get the reset over towards that blue bend, so small misplay coming in from Optic.
And now you see Penguin pushing over to try to contest here. We'll see who wins these 1v1s. Fighting Snakebite. Snakebite with the perfect shots will go ahead and secure that kill. Now no one else really here in position to stop them or get a reset on this hill. So Rain's gonna get taken out here momentarily. Yes, he will in fact be taken out. That is gonna be Ben going back over in the hands of Optic Gaming. Now they know Commonly is hiding here on this ledge, but they don't want to over-commit there. Just put some shots down. Will ultimately pick up that kill, but Rockets have spawned and no one's been able to grab them here quite yet.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you're going to have to rotate over towards, because you want to see a player get the rockets and then immediately rotate over towards the pit. And thought Spartan was going to auto-stabilize there, and he didn't. And now Rain ends up having to get that overshield. Thought he was going to get that burnt, but either way, getting a full one, and now that is pretty much burned. All that overshield depleted by the members of Optic Gaming. They're going to get the rockets, most likely because the positioning on the map also going to get the camouflage here. So looking really good and prime for a comeback for Optic Gaming.
Yeah, and that all started with Royal 2 grabbing those rockets and securing the kill on, I believe it was Spartan that initially charged him there over at the rocket spawner over in Turbine here. So great overall play. Royal 2 has really been the one making the individual plays to keep Optic Gaming in this here in this game number 3. But overall, this is just a back and forth battle between these two powerhouse teams.
Yeah, and Optic Gaming starting to look a little bit more comfortable in the rotation. Seems like the communication has picked up a little bit. And again, they've done a little bit better of a job than Team Liquid in terms of the amount of power-ups and power weapons that they are getting. So Team Liquid's going to have to either step up their communication in team shot, or they're going to have to start focusing on getting the rockets and camouflage a little bit more, because they've done a decent job of securing the overshield, but you want to try to get at least 2 out of the 3, and that's what Optic Gaming's doing so good, and that's why they're starting to slowly but surely come back here. So here comes the rockets, as you can see, 20 seconds, and then Team Liquid finally setting up outside.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great job by Optic Gaming, just setting up and holding these 2 strongholds, putting 2 players on either side of the map and working together really effectively, keeping Team Liquid here trapped over by Ben. And now you can see that Ben stronghold being captured. Finally, Royal 2 has to back up, so that's going to allow Comley to come in and get a reset here. Almost melts Frosty from the hill as Frosty ran out of ammo there, but not going to be enough in time. Ness is going over. Frosty decides he does need to go ahead and commit to this, but there's another member here, and he's not able to grab the reset.
That would have been a very big reset, because that would be a triple cap for Optic Gaming. But look at Royal 2. You see Lethal getting the rocket kill. That's going to be a burned overshield there by the Team Liquid squad. Royal 2 picking up a double kill, looking for more. That's going to be 3 kills for Royal 2 and this Optic Gaming team. Yep, and a triple cap here. So what was looking like a very solid game for Team Liquid got scary very quick. Probably because I want to give this one the amount of rocket control we've seen from Optic Gaming. I haven't seen one set of rockets. Look at Royal 2, 19 kills. But I haven't seen one set of rockets right there for the Team Liquid team. Again, they've picked up 2 or 3 overshields. 3 when you count that last one that was burned. So that's been the big, Achilles heel so far in this game.
Yeah, and a lot of that rocket control came at the hands of Royal 2. And as we took a look at those stats there, this is Royal 2 having a beast mode of a game here. Lethal is in a 1v1, does secure both those kills on Team Liquid members to help with that double kill. There's going to be another battle happening here in Tower. Rain will go ahead and secure that one as we go on board with Royal 2. He is getting those callouts. Rain in Tower hits him with a nade. That is going to force Rain to back up, not be able to commit to this catwalk quite yet, and he goes way too early. Now, with that triple cap, they have to make something happen, but that is going to be essentially all she wrote. Is no one from Team Liquid can contest
no one's
that.
in position to go towards the catwalk. Even though the catwalk hasn't been fully reset for Optic Gaming, I don't think that they're going to have enough time. Oh, they're slowly getting in there. They take it at 99, so not over quite yet. The dream's still alive for Team Liquid. I thought we were going to see a little bit more contestation coming out from Optic, but they allow that one to go on over here. You have to play it perfect, though, if you're Team Liquid. They're allowing this blue bend to be single capped by Lethal. There goes the contest, and that's not enough. Optic Gaming take the blue bend and take the game. They go up 2-1 in the series. Crazy to see Frosty only with 7 kills after that, amazing regret game where he racked up 7 kills in the first minute virtually. And then we're talking about Royal 2, how both Frosty and Royal 2, they take their turns going absolutely huge. Same story here.
Yeah, I mean, 22 kills in a short game like that is an extremely dominating and impressive performance. We saw time and time again, all the great things Team Liquid was doing just kept getting shut down, and it was getting shut down because of Royal 2 and his individual plays that game.
Yeah, that was fantastic play from Optic Gaming. Team Liquid, they had the lead. They were playing fantastic. Everything was going for them. The rotations were looking strong. All of a sudden, something clicked for Optic Gaming, whether it was their communication or their, just will to win that game. And Team Liquid, so close. All of these games they could have won. It could have been a 3-0 for Team Liquid.
I was just thinking the same thing.
But that's just not going to happen. Optic Gaming doesn't allow it, and that's the Optic Gaming of the summer season, where they just clutch out the games, they clutch out the series, and you feel like you stand a chance, but in the end, you're scratching your head wondering why you lost. Again, the big thing besides Royal 2 was just the amount of rocket control for Team Liquid. They didn't have it. It was non-existent. So here, CTF Fathom, you have to control the railgun. Get it into Penguin's hands. Get it into Rain hands. Spartan, heck, you got to kill Tackle with it. Just don't give it to Optic Gaming. Whatever you do, especially Royal 2 and Frosty.
And we know exactly how good Team Liquid is at this game type. They are definitely one of the best when it comes to Fathom CTF. And I am looking to start this one. Spartan is my go-to here on Capture Flag Fathom. He's proved that he deserves to get spectated on, especially with those kill-taculars and things we've seen. So I'm looking to start this off with him as he immediately pushes over towards Treehouse. I'd like to see him push top center, try to get this camo. Looks like he may be running into a 1v1 here with Lethal, but the first nade is a good one. Does take him weak, but too much damage coming in here from Optic Gaming as he will be forced to burn that.
Also off the screen, you do have Penguin with the railgun, who is exactly across the map from Lethal. So let's see what Scalabrini is going to do here. Gonna have to utilize this to his full extent, and that's what we're talking about. Penguin with the railgun. We've touched base on it a handful of times. He's one of the strongest railgun players in the HCS, as you see right there, picking up 1 kill, looking for more. You do have Lethal with the split spawn over there towards the elbow, while multiple players are popping back up towards the engine side. And look at that, taking down the pistol pretty much of Lethal, getting the kill, and then rotating and choking the spawn. So now everyone's going to be on that elbow side. This should be an easy flag cap for Team Liquid.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go on board with the flag carriers. That one, no one from Optic Gaming in position to contest that. Great job here by Team Liquid to go ahead and take another lead here in this game number 4. Tom, I'm a little worried we may be looking at another game 5 tonight, as Team Liquid is coming out strong and they're not accepting defeat yet.
Series has been very close. Again, we were talking about how Team Liquid could have walked away with this one 3-0, but just very small misplays and, you know, big clutches for Optic Gaming have turned the tide of this one, and it's not going to get any easier here for this Optic Gaming squad. They have to realize how close these games have been and finish off the series. I don't think that they're going to have a problem with that because their history says so, but look at this, Spartan jumping in with the perfect shots. They do have a flag that's decently far as well, and only a 3-on-4 now for Optic Gaming. As you can see, one player did pop back up.
He's gonna so close to grabbing that Rain, not able to get that touch, and it will reset based off time in that, not even a member of Optic Gaming having to sit on it.
Yeah, so unfortunate for Team Liquid and for Rain. That could have been a 2-0 lead for them, possibly pushing this to a game number 5, but Optic, they're still in this one. You have Railgun, you have the camo. Is Lethal going to be able to get up top and try to find that power up to try to bring his team back in this game? I believe we did see one of his teammates drop right next to him with it, so I would assume that once Lethal dies with this railgun, he's going to relay that information on over to Snakebite, who was the camo guy.
Now, Spartan does pick up the kill on Lethal, but he's going to be taken out. Rain already in the base here. Optic Gaming, but Frosty answers back with the railgun kills of his own here. It's that 2v1 going on against Penguin. Penguin going to get the kill there on Royal 2, and immediately Frosty taking this railgun back to top center. Shooting, he shot that railgun, a little interesting. Maybe he wanted to let go, just held it a little bit too long there. Does, however, hit the next shot there on Penguin Scalabrini, so he sees on his radar there's a player pushing in bottom center, gets the hit markers there, knows the spawns are coming up here on elbow, as he has no one on his team contesting those or blocking those spawns. He starts taking a little bit of damage, but he's got pretty good cover, just a little bit too aggressive there. You see the rest of his teammates not able to cover it.
Great job by Team Liquid not poking out. Frosty was predicting players on the elbow and in the engine. They stayed disciplined, hit the entire time, and then just baited Frosty out into the middle of the open and shut him down. So here we have Commonly trying to do commonly things, which is get into the enemy base and pull that flag. But here we have Frosty playing a little bit of defense with Royal 2. So they're going to use this opportunity to just spread out and try to get over towards top center, but a good splinter grenade from Spartan's going to try to stop that.
All right, Spartan has that storm rifle just crouching around here. He pretty much knows there's a player here. He gets into that 1v1. Penguin Scalabrini is there to follow up with some assistance, and they will secure the kill on Frosty. Flag's been pulled, but that's not going to be long for this world, as Lethal's already got a double kill. Last member alive, Rain, trying to run back to his base and stay alive. It's a pretty good job of being a distraction and just buying some extra time here.
Yeah, so here goes the push coming in for Optic Gaming. It ends up getting shut down by Team Liquid, however. Frosty picking up a double kill, looking for some spawners. I would assume that he has a player behind him running the flag since he's overslaying here. What I'd love to see from Team Liquid, though, is that everybody pushed to the Optic Gaming side of the map. Besides Raiden, who went top center, which is fine. Wasn't expecting Frosty to still sit back. Either way, that should give them a flagpole if Zane, Penguin can get in there. But look at that, Optic Gaming so disciplined that they secured that flag capture perfectly.
Yeah, and their lucky Frosty is out of ammo as he gets perfected by Commonly. So this one is tied up 1-1. Team Liquid, of course, does have to win this series if they stand the chance of sending this into a game number 5 and eventually handing Optic Gaming their 3rd loss of the fall season. Spartan, perfect jump to top center. That's not the easiest one to make, but he does make it look like cake there as he does secure it and grabs himself a kill.
Cake. Cake sounds good.
Ooh, but that was Cambo going over in the hands of Royal 2 here, who also gets melted. So we'll go back here with Penguin. See what he's able to do. Does have top center control on lockdown. Grabs a double there as he takes out Lethal. Frosty, however, with that melee there, will be able to get a flagpole. Tyler or Spartan looking to cut that one off. Does secure the melee kill. This is still really back and forth. Frosty grabs some perfect, or excuse me, Sankbite grabs some perfect shots there on Penguin. Secures that kill. Another battle here in Treehouse as Royal 2 comes ahead the victor in that one. And this is just like, really, I wouldn't be surprised if watching this series that we're watching the 2 best teams in the league.
Oh, bold statement there.
Well, I mean, you're taking a look at that NV versus EG game, and there were so many crucial mistakes made, and all we're seeing here in this series is just clutch plays.
Yeah, but it's different matchups. I think a lot of it comes down to certain game types and play styles, and Snipetown was talking about how he didn't have his best series ever, and I really don't think that NV was playing at full force, but again, that doesn't necessarily matter because you have to be playing at your best, you know, at all times here going into these final weeks, and especially on tournament days. So maybe today these could be the 2 best teams just based on how they are playing today, but overall you still can't take it away from NV. They definitely have deserved, you know, that #1 spot for a reason. So we'll find out, you know, especially in that finals, it's going to be very, very intense. I am fully expecting 5 times the intensity in these summer finals than are in the fall finals than we did in the summer.
Now, also keep in mind, yeah, I mean, NV, of course, don't take anything away from them. They're a ridiculous squad. But if you look at overall map percentage win records between Team Liquid and NV, I think it's 5-3 in Liquid's favor. Gotta always keep that one in mind, too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that Liquid has what it takes. It's just they've shown inconsistencies, which is the one thing that worries me. And they also need to focus on closing out games too. And other than that, I think that there's no reason that Team Liquid couldn't be in that discussion. They have made a name for themselves. They're a very, very solid team, and they have an unorthodox playstyle. So I wouldn't, you know, put it past them to say that they could potentially win the fall finals. It's just all it's going to come down to, though, as you know, it's going to come down to who's playing the best on that specific day. Doesn't matter what their records are going in. Doesn't matter if you're the 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed, or 4 seed. It's all about their performance on that weekend.
Yeah, only matters if you're the 5th seed, and then of course you're not going to win it. But as we see, Penguin is pushing in quickly to Treehouse. Has some help, does get taken out though, so overall map control still in favor of Optic Gaming as they have top center on lockdown. No reason to contest here immediately as no camos coming up. The railgun's not spawning here quite yet. So you do see Royal 2 pushing around, throws a great grenade. Helps and pick up another assist there on the 2nd player, or Spartan. And they're starting to clap back on the Team Liquid base. Now you do have one player commonly coming off spawn here in Engine. Royal 2 just reacts a second too late, but doesn't matter because he grabs a reversal here and a kill. But with the railgun going over in the hands of Frosty, this is a good opportunity for Optic Gaming with 4 minutes left in this game to finally take another lead. But Spartan immediately getting taken out by Frosty. This is Frosty just so good at locking down top center. It's kind of ridiculous at the same time. Grabs yet another triple kill, picks up the railgun.
Where is it?
He's going to do something here.
Oh, no. Who didn't pop out right there? It's Rain. Rain ruining the Cubs game, ruining the Killtacular, ruining the overkill by Frosty.
I can't believe you did not just do that. But anyway, here we go. Flag is still out. But look at that. Commonly somehow gets a return. Not sure how they managed to pull that one off. But either way, Frosty not being able to do quite enough as Team Liquid's going clutch on these returns.
Yeah, it is. I want to see a flag standoff here to end this game. That would be super intense.
Yeah, the flag standoff to determine whether or not we're going into a game number 5 there.
Definitely. And Flag standoffs, I would give the advantage probably to Team Liquid, even though Optic Gaming has been in those scenarios a handful of times. Just because I really think that these guys are extremely sneaky on Team Liquid. Very similar to what I was very impressed with was Evil Geniuses and the sneaky returns that they got in the CTF games that Envy wasn't expecting. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here, because
That's 3 dead.
Very rarely do you see this amount of, aggression coming in from both teams, but only a 1-to-1 scoreline.
Oh, they had 3 dead. Commonly tries to push in and get a flag cap, but the last member of Optic Gaming has some great defense. We'll go ahead and secure the kill there, and then Team Liquid back to square one here as they just lost essentially map control. It's a good job, good communication here between the lineup as they do secure Lethal, or the kill on Lethal as he pushed in on a flank maybe to get a pull. We got about 10 seconds here for this next railgun to come up. About 20 seconds after that, or 20 seconds still for the next camo. So this may very well be the last one that we see here in this game. Now keep in mind, this is 2 minutes left in regulation. Should this still be tied here after this 2-minute mark, then there will be an additional 3 minutes added into overtime. Penguin does a great job. Almost a great job escaping with that weapon. Commonly trying to sneak in on a flank. Lethal already thrusted, so he's not going to be able to do much. Frosty somehow finding his hands on the railgun once a kill. Already grabs 2 kills of Team Liquid. Make that a 3rd one. Throws the flag out. This kid is just ridiculous.
So many kills, but not enough objective for Optic Gaming quite yet. And Frosty's wondering where everybody else is on the map for his team, because how many kills he's actually picking up. And that's going to be Rain again, spoiling the flag capture, as you do have Snakebite. Look at these kills. Pretty even across the board, besides Rain, who's a little bit slow out of the gates.
The flag returns is the real story.
Flag returns for Commonly in the Liquid squad. 7 total, so that's 7 flag caps that were unsuccessful for Optic Gaming. And Optic Gaming, they're the type of team that when they pull the flag, they expect to cap.
Yeah, I mean, at least 2 of those had a high chance of going in at the very least. There were a couple thrown out that maybe didn't have the highest chance of success, but like you said there, this is Optic Gaming, who doesn't go in and pull a flag unless there's a high chance of actually securing the capture.
I wouldn't doubt if this one went to overtime here, because obviously 1-to-1 in the last 11 minutes. I don't think a flag capture going to happen anytime soon. Doesn't seem like anybody in decent position.
I want to call a cap here before the game ends. Just prevent overtime. I don't know why I'm feeling it. I'm just feeling it.
I feel like Optic Gaming's trying to do that. They were in superior position compared to Team Liquid. It's just that every time Optic Gaming's trying to get in for a flagpole, it's always stopped by a grenade and shot by someone on Team Liquid. So I don't know, if it's just fantastic defense from Team Liquid or if it's just Optic not being on the same page in terms of pushing in. But we've seen so many kills going for Optic Gaming. There's no excuse for these guys not to get a capture yet.
Oh, and I guess I was completely wrong there. That's definitely not going to be what happens here, as this team will not be able to get a flag touch here before that overtime mark. So no matter what happens here, even if Team Liquid secures this capture that they just pulled, we will still have to play out the remaining overtime here on the clock. Now, Comley does some good shots, takes out 1 player. Now 2 more members in the base. Royal 2 has the perfect on Commonly. Go ahead and shut that one down again.
And if this does go down to a 1-to-1 tie, we would have a full replay of this game to keep in mind, guys. So we're seeing just how evenly matched these 2 squads are, specifically on this very game type here. And Snakebite turns his back, doesn't realize a player, which was Rain, coming around for the flank on the blue bridge area. So nice job by Rain. And you're seeing just how much both of these teams value going top center. Always pushing into the bridge, always controlling the treehouse. That's exactly what you want to do. But it's just been great defense by these guys. They're getting control of their engines, not allowing players to get into their own treehouse. And that's the key to this game type, is controlling the enemy treehouse and top center.
Oh, and that was a great thrust back out to challenge by Rain. Not going to be able to secure the kill, though. Frosty also answers back with a perfect of himself with the light rifle. The Splitter nade just a little bit too early, not going to be able to secure the any kind of damage on that player there. So obviously Optic Gaming doing a great job timing their charges here as they pushed into the base.
A minute and a half left here. Who's going to step up big and try to clutch this one? 3 players dead right now on the side of Team Liquid. Commonly last guy alive. Here comes the flood for Optic Gaming. Is this going to be the time where they get the flagpole and capture? Look at this, though. Multiple players flying in, going top center, going towards the enemy flag. That's exactly what you want to do. Royal 2 too late to rotate, in my opinion, allowing the flag to get pulled over here. However, there are good slays going over to Optic Gaming. This is their chance. This is their opportunity to close this series out.
No, this is a standoff where they're just on each other's side of the maps with the flags out here. Team Liquid doing an amazing job, or all they can right now, but wow, look at that, the flag return. I can't believe they just got that. Take a look at the number dead, 2 dead here for Optic. Slays still barely even, but just add that to the tally for number of total flag returns from Team Liquid, and it is just getting ridiculous. 40 seconds left to play in this game. Next flag capture does in fact win as Penguin's starting to move this one, but misses
forgot something. Kind of forgot something. The most important thing. That's the flag. But I think that's going to be a return for Optic Gaming, and we're probably going to extra innings. I mean, a replay of this game, a full replay of this game. Not going to be next flag capture wins here, but it's hard to decide. I mean, based on this game, I don't think I've ever seen a more evenly matched CTF Fathom game. I have no idea who's going to win this game. I mean, obviously the full replays over and over again, but that was a lot of crazy plays and misplays and players capitalizing on things that they shouldn't necessarily had that opportunity to begin with. So, I don't know, it's just so weird to see so many flags, or so many frags, and not enough flags going in there. They were just constantly getting slays. Everyone was constantly charging. And how many kills did Frosty get with the railgun? Like 25, and they still didn't get the flag out, and it was a 1-to-1 scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, Frosty put that railgun to use better than anyone we've seen here today. Just picks up that weapon, instantly grabbing 3-4. And you brought that up before the game, too. You grab Camo, you grab one of those power weapons, you really want to rack up not 1, 2. You want to rack up 4, 5, 6, 7 kills. Frosty was absolutely listening to you there, and he was doing exactly that. So, like Tom said, we will be looking at a full Game 4 replay here. So it is going to be all flag captures still necessary here to win. Now, should these two teams tie this one in this second replay, then they will play essentially a third game, a sudden death to where first flag capture will win.
Yeah, so I'm happy with those rules, because otherwise we would possibly going into the next day, day number 2, still playing CTF Fathom with these two teams because of what we just saw. I mean, unless someone's able to do something phenomenally sneaky, in my opinion, whether that's commonly getting a touch, or maybe it's a camo guy, if Lethal can secure this one, I'm not seeing anything necessarily change.
All right, now Lethal does a great job fighting rather than going straight for that camo, and he will get rewarded with a kill, and then the camo, of course, going in his hands. Now he's pushing out. Rain answers back with a kill there on World 2, and Lethal needs to just back down here. There are 2 members of Liquid with the treehouse on lockdown. Spartan is in his base, putting some damage out as well. And it looks like this is a lot different than we're looking at game number 1. This is a very slow played camo coming out on the hands of Lethal here. But I like what we're seeing from Team Liquid. Rather than pushing out or doing anything, they're just waiting for Optic to make the move.
Yeah, Lethal really taking his time and waiting for a numbers advantage before he decides to make his push. And there it is. Snakebite picks up 1 kill. However, Rain does get the kill onto Frosty. So now Lethal realizes they do have the numbers advantage. That's going to be 3 dead there for Team Liquid. Lethal, the camo guy, getting this pull. However, you do have a good 1v1 going on between Rain and Lethal. Lethal does lose that one. However, you do have Snakebite in behind. Ends up doubling back with the railgun instead of getting the touch. I do like that play because a grenade was there at the same time, but I would like to see him pass this off to one of his teammates. He does it, and you see 2 players on his radar, so this should be an easy flag capture going in for Optic Gaming. Yeah. Where was this in the last game?
Whoa.
Ooh. Spartan ends up, I don't know. Spartan with the hacks.
I mean, from Snakebite's probably looking like, what the heck was that? I could have sworn I just had a direct hit and didn't even do anything. But either way, Snakebite answers back, picks up a quick double kill. He is, in fact, out of ammo here in this railgun. However, hasn't died yet with it, and the new one's getting ready to spawn in just 10 seconds here as Penguins start to take some damage in front of the base. Gets that splinter nade off, but Snakebite, good job thrusting forward, avoiding the instant death.
Next round of weapons coming up here. Who's going to be able to get them? Looks like Team Liquid is rotating towards bottom center. 3 players bottom center for this railgun. They really wanted it. It looks like Spartan was the guy to pick this one up. So let's see what's going on from his point of view. Going to try to get top center as soon as possible, but looks like they're in good position for Optic Gaming to shut down Spartan from getting into this position. So 2 kills do go over to Team Liquid. Now is his chance.
And one of those kills was on Camo player, who had just ended up burning it here. Lethal in the fight with Spartan, who's top center. Spartan with the thrust action stays alive, being challenged.
Wow.
And wow, that was a close one.
Nice job to hunt him down there by Frosty. So many times you get in that situation where you wonder, do I drop or do I, stay up top here and control this position? If a player does have a power-up or a power weapon, it's usually better to just drop down and eliminate that guy, even if you do trade your life for it. So I do like that play. Now Frosty rewarded with the railgun because of it.
Yeah, Frosty somehow this weapon just finds its way into his hands constantly. The amount of kills he gets with it, I wouldn't be surprised if that is Optic Gaming's strategy on this match. Just give Frosty the railgun. It seems to be working out pretty well so far with the amount of slaying power he's able to provide.
Here comes Spartan with the Guardian Angel medal, though, trying to play some defense as Optic Gaming starts to get aggressive with multiple players, and that's what you want to do in CTF Fathom. It takes a complete team effort to go in there, choke the spawns, and secure the captures. You're going to have PJ fighting over there with Commonly, so Snakebite and Commonly duking it out. Penguin comes in with the cleanup, so that's 2 players at the Optic Gaming base and 1 player top center for Team Liquid, so they do have solid position for a possible counter cap.
And somehow they get the return there. Now it is a 1-0 lead still for Optic Gaming. Team Liquid trying to do what they can. You had taken it, or we'll take a quick look at the stats here. 10 kills out of Snakebite Commonly. Only sent out 2 kills this game. One thing I've kind of noticed is I don't think any team benefits as much from a replay as you see Optic Gaming and the benefit they get, because nobody can change up their playstyle from one game to another better than Optic does.
They're really great at situational Halo and also making adjustments, which is why it's so difficult to beat them in a best-of-5 series. It makes them even more deadly in a best-of-7 series, which is what's going to be most likely the setup in rules for the grand finals here, which is going to be taking place at the ESL Studios in Burbank in December. So they are always, on top of all the small things that they need to win the game. And you saw, a fantastic job of everyone flooding in together to get the flagpoles, and that's what they weren't doing in the previous game. So that's the small adjustment that they made, and that's why they're up 1-0.
Yeah, 2 dead here. Rain having a great game, sitting at 12 kills already with this railgun in his hand. Now, he's only got 2 shots left. Oh, and of course, they can't see each other's player outlines, or of course, you would have hit that shot. But either way, top center control still in their hands. Now, one thing that we've seen is like camos have been burnt really effectively by both teams, or both teams doing a great job preventing the other team from being able to put those camos to use, as that last one was in fact burnt by Spartan as well. So luckily Team Optic, or Optic Gaming, still in the lead here off that beginning initial push, grabbing that 1 flag capture. Considering last game was so close, that is a nice little breathing room to have here in this replay. Yeah,
it is, and it's been, what, 3 flag caps total for both teams in, what, 15, geez, it's been 23 minutes pretty much, and only 3 flag caps. So that's just insane stat, and it's kind of scary for Team Liquid, because Team Liquid, we're seeing, they're the objective masterminds. They're aggressive. They love CTF, and oh, that ground pound didn't do any damage to Lethal. So Lethal must have been hitting the gym recently.
Yeah, I mean, commonly doesn't have as much power going out on that ground pound. It's a little bit on the wall there, of course, so great job by Lethal staying alive, essentially. But either way, now you have a numbers advantage in the hands of Team Liquid, but just as I say that, commonly gets taken out by Snakebite. Snakebite doing just a great job staying alive. Rain, however, continuing his domination. He doesn't know that that's Frosty with the flag right above him. I believe he's got the flag, and he does jump up top of the attic here. That is going to be a big kill there on Rain, as 3 members here from Optic Gaming do now have the railgun flag in their own base. That's going to be Lethal with that grab to kill. We'll see if he's able to secure anything else.
This flag's not in a good position right now for Optic Gaming. I mean, yeah, they have railgun, but this is very scary. We've almost seen the same exact instance where Team Liquid got that return in the same exact spot.
But wow, they will go ahead and be able to keep that alive. That was absolutely led by Lethal. Some extremely clutch railgun kills. You can only imagine what would have happened if Rain didn't turn over that weapon there over by the garage. But either way, now a 2-0 lead here for Optic Gaming with 5 minutes left to play in this one. We talked about it earlier. It's the adjustments that they can make that makes them such a deadly and effective team, and they're showing exactly why. You don't ever want to get stuck in a replay here with this squad.
They figure you out. They make, little minor changes to the overall game, and they also, change the beginning strategies around a little bit, which is definitely annoying when you go into a replay and you feel like you got these guys figured out, and they switch something up on you, and they capitalize on realizing what you were doing in the beginning of the game, and then they get a flag cap out of it. And now they're up 2-0 with 4.5 minutes left. It's going to be very, very difficult for Team Liquid now, Kyle. What can Team Liquid do differently that they haven't done already in this specific game to beat Optic Gaming?
Looked like a lot of it's going to be that camo and railgun control. They just haven't been doing it effectively, as we've seen from Frosty. Imagine if Frosty hasn't had, 20 railguns between these two games, or 20 railgun kills between these two games we played, and this would have been a Team Liquid running away with this one.
Yeah, and you hear railgun is up. We'll find out who's going to be able to secure this one, as you do have Royal 2 just really waiting for players to charge out so he can just get free kills. And that's what's just so scary about Optic Gaming, is they're so patient, and then as soon as they wait for their opportunity, as soon as they see their opportunity, they just take it. And look at that, that flag is so far already. Only needs a touch, and they should be able to secure this one. You have multiple players top center. There it is, Royal 2 laying down the cover fire, picks up that camo. Frosty going in for the touch. Only one player alive for Team Liquid to try to get that flag out, and it's not going to be enough as Penguin in the pit trying to get the kill onto Royal 2. This flag going to be going in any second here. It should be Optic Gaming with the 3-0 to win. Unless something crazy happens for Team Liquid over here. I do like Royal 2's push with the camo. It should be it. There it is, 3-0 and 3-1 in this series. Optic Gaming, too strong, especially Snakebite.
Yeah, 23 kills, 3 flag returns from him alone. Royal 2, on the other hand, 3 flag captures this time around in the replay. And, perfect example of those small changes being made, and Optic Gaming coming out and just abusing Team Liquid in the replay. We've seen that time and time again. Optic Gaming, whether or not the first game was close, nobody can make those adjustments as well as Optic. They have the widest range of talent on any specific team, which also just gives them the opportunity to have the most flexibility for who is doing what. Whether or not it's Frosty dropping 25 kills, Royal 2 dropping 25 kills, we even see it from Snakebite and Lethal 2.
That was a phenomenal display of individual skill and just teamwork coming in from both teams. We saw some amazing plays, even plays that made you wonder, Kyle, if Team Liquid was, possibly a better team than Envy or not. And I don't know, I think that Envy, based on what they've seen, they've deserved that #1 spot still, and then Optic Gaming obviously still in that second place discussion. But it's scary to see how improved this Team Liquid team is going. If they're playing at full force, they can definitely take these guys down. And it was 3-0 there in that final game, but it was a replay. It was 1-1 in that very first game. And it's weird to see how different those two played out, just based on the adjustments that Optic Gaming made. So I want to find out in this interview, hopefully, that we have upcoming, what exactly was their discussion from the previous CTF Fathom game up until that game where they just won 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point to bring up. And just overall, power weapon control over the entire series just falls into the hands of Optic Gaming. It's one of the things that makes them so deadly. Frosty and Royal 2, specifically those two, always just so aware of where those weapons are going to be and where the kills or spawners are going to be, from like that Team Liquid squad. No matter what map, no matter what game type they're playing, they know exactly where and when they need to do what.
And we actually have a winner view with Lethal. I believe the chat's going to be pretty excited about this one. Lethal, are you on board with us?
Oh yeah, you know me, always here.
All right, so we were talking about the adjustments that you guys made from the first CTF Fathom game to the second one. Why were you guys able to just change the story from the first one where it was 1-1, nobody even getting 3 caps, and all of a sudden 3-0 for you guys?
Well, nothing warms me up like 15 minutes of standoff. So after that first game, I think I was definitely prepared. The beginning of that first Fathom game, they capped pretty early, but after that, it felt a lot like we had control for most of the time. We got a cap. Then there were 2, maybe 3 more that we got pretty far, and we didn't cap because of mistakes we made. So after the game, PJ Snakebite actually said, all right, play this one exactly like we were playing that one. And, it definitely paid off. We should have probably won that first game. We definitely blew a few flag caps. So we just kept doing what we were doing the last half of that one and won 3-0.
So a lot of the discussion today, because we've gotten pretty far into the HCS fall season. We're in week number 6, end of day number 1 now, and the big talk is who are going to be the top 4 teams. Now, Luminosity, they're in really good shape, but TJ, I want to ask you, who do you think are going to be the top 4 teams that are going to make it into the finals?
You know, I don't think, unfortunately, I want LOL to make it. You know, I'm not biased. I'm completely unbiased, guys. Trust me. But I would like LOL to make it, but they had a really big match last week against LG. It was kind of like you need to win this unless you want to set yourself up for a very, very tough road, and they lost it, unfortunately. So when
it all comes
chokes and starts losing some matches that they shouldn't, I think that LG will probably retain the 4th spot.
All right. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Luminosity with their win here today was a very convincing one. Now, of course, you got Enigma 6 and LOL kind of battling it out. And then, of course, there's a tight race for the relegation spots. You know, we heard your opinion on who may be in the top 4. What about relegation? Who do you think is going to be joining Allegiance on the bottom half of the bracket? And then, of course, having to battle against those open circuit teams.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's pretty clear that Allegiance is just going to go to Game 5 in relegation and lose. So, you know, unfortunate type of season they've had. But I don't know. I don't know what's been happening to EG. They just lose a lot of close series. And at this point, you'd have to be kind of crazy to bet against them, like, or bet for them right now. Because they're on a very, very cold streak. Very, very big cold streak.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely correct. They've been struggling for quite some time, and looks like that stellar pickup is not going to be what they needed to turn around their season and make the finals. But either way, TJ, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on that victory once again, and best of luck in your matches tomorrow. We look forward to seeing what you guys, or how you guys end the season.
Thank you. Gonna go mix some brisk mates and watch the World Series. Goodbye.
I think that he was probably watching the World Series out of the corner of his eye during that entire series.
It wouldn't surprise me.
But either way, it's weird because they said the adjustments that they made were no adjustments. So there goes everything that we talked about.
Well, the adjustments were just don't choke the second time around on the fly caps, and we should be fine. So it's just a little bit, too much spent on returns when they should just set up longer. Like what we saw that last fly capture, perfectly executed. They're just killing Team Liquid one at a time where they're rushing for returns. So, of course, that does it for our last match of the night, with Optic Gaming defeating Team Liquid 3-1 with a replay there. Let's go ahead and take a look at today's schedules with the scores and find out how it played out in Week 6, Day 1. LOL defeats Allegiance in that reverse 3-0 sweep to take the series 3-2. Luminosity defeats Enigma 6 in another Game 5. That was a very entertaining series. Evil Geniuses versus Team Envious, although Evil Geniuses was showing signs of light and everyone was hopeful. It was Envious that came out and solidified their spot as number 1 here today. And of course, Optic Gaming with that 3-1 lead or victory over Team Liquid once again with a replay does have those two teams pulling ahead still of the rest of the pack.
Yeah, big matches today, and it was kind of predictable in terms of the favorite, I guess you can say, won every single match today, which I believe is the first time that we've had that since the beginning of the fall season. So interesting, interesting day, and tomorrow I'm sure going to be just as interesting.
Speaking of the matches here and how interesting they've been, let's go ahead and take a look at the standings and see where these teams fall, as there's a lot on the line here going into tomorrow. So Team Envious at 10-1, Optic Gaming 9-2. Team Liquid and Luminosity pulling up the 3rd and 4th spots. And then, of course, we've got Enigma 6 and LOL. These two teams, the door has not been closed. There is still light at the end of the tunnel, but they cannot afford mistakes. And luckily for LOL as well, that 38% being just slightly behind Enigma 6 may come out and help them in the long run, too. Interesting to see enough. Evil Geniuses, lower win rate percentage or a higher map rate percentage, but lower as far as overall standings.
Yeah, and that was, that's just so unfortunate for Evil Geniuses, because you see them sitting at 3-8, and you don't feel like they have been a 3-8 team. I feel like they'd be sitting somewhere around 500, and it's crazy to see 6-5 is almost good enough right now to get, or it is good enough. Sitting at only 1 game over 500 is good enough to get you into the finals currently. So It's going to be a very interesting next couple of days. Obviously, Luminosity, they're complete control of their destiny. E6 and LOL need a lot of help in terms of those guys on Luminosity just completely dropping the ball in order to get into the finals there. So we'll find out what's going to happen. I want to see the matches for tomorrow, though.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the matches for tomorrow while we're here. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow, 4:30 Pacific time here for week number 6, day 2. We'll see Optic Gaming battling Allegiance here in game number 1. Team Envious versus Enigma 6. Luminosity versus Team Liquid, which is sure to be an interesting one. And then, of course, Evil Geniuses versus LOL. Another must-win situation for both of these teams, because we're either going to see Evil Geniuses take the lead over LOL, or LOL continue their battle here to make it to finals.
Tomorrow is a huge day for all the teams, especially the last 2 matchups. You have, well, Optic Gaming versus Allegiance, Team Envy, and Enigma 6, in my opinion, going to be pretty one-sided for both of those series, unless E6 can really step it up. But look at this Luminosity versus Team Liquid lineup, and then you have Evil Geniuses going up against LOL. Now, if Evil Geniuses and LOL, that's the big talk for relegations. Now, if Evil Geniuses loses that, I would say it's safe to say 100%, you know, mathematically not 100%, but in my mind 100%, they are going to be going into the relegations. It's only going to be one more win there for LOL to secure their spot, or one more win for E6 if Evil Geniuses does lose tomorrow. And then on the other hand, if Luminosity loses to Team Liquid tomorrow, which Team Liquid definitely the favorite in that one, then you have LOL only being, I believe, 1 game behind in the playoff race. Even E6 if they beat Envy tomorrow.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot in store. And then speaking, of course, the relegation and then the top 4 making it to finals. If you do want to attend the finals and watch these teams compete, you can always head over to esl.gg/NA HCS finals. Be able to purchase your tickets there. Of course, we will be here at the ESL studios in Burbank, December 10th and 11th. You'll be able to find these teams coming in and battling it out here on LAN. Now, of course, if you like what you saw and you want to go back, rewatch any of the action or find out any of the news, standing schedules, and more, make sure you head over to proleague.com/Halo. Now, like we said, that was our matches here for tonight. Of course, a lot of awesome series here today. Another shout out as well to Danny Mobsays, because it's been a really rough couple of days here for everyone here at ESL and his family as well. So, of course, that does it here for week 6, day number 1. GG's and good night.